Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to be talking about how an 80-year-old granny was banned from YMCA for contradicting a biological male, and the mayor has done some very questionable stuff. So we're going to get right into the article here. Protests planned against mayor who backed ban of an 80-year-old granny from YMCA over concerns about biological males helping little girls undress in locker rooms. Following the banning of an 80-year-old woman from her local YMCA earlier this month for expressing discomfort with a biological male in the women's restroom overseeing little girls changing out of their swimsuits to the toilets, protests have been planned in Port Townsend, Washington, against the city's stance on the matter. I'm actually with the protests here because, honestly, there really shouldn't be a man looking at little girls undressed in the locker rooms. So this is a huge problem to me in that aspect. So I think this guy might be maybe a low-key pedophile or a child grabber, or we would call them, because that shouldn't be a thing. And we're going to see exactly why I think this is even more questionable after we go through the further into this article. Amy Sue, the event's organizer, told the Post Millennial that she's known Julie Jaman, the woman at the center of YMCA controversy, for about 10 years, noted that Port Townsend is her hometown. That proclamation. So on Wednesday, the Port Townsend Council Culture and Society Committee will consider the language transgender proclamation issued by Mayor David J. Faber. But this is, from what they're gathering here, this is what they call the this is like the proclamation of being declared, which is this from Amy E. Souza, Math Deaf Psychology of Port Townsend, in response to the having pushed back from banning an 801 from one seat for telling a man to leave. So, they go on to say the Williams Institute at the UCLA School of Law study found that the transgender people are 16 and overall 4 times more likely to be crime victims than just transgender people, and half of the transgender people are sexually abused or assaulted during their lifetimes, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. And PBS New Hour reported that 2021 was the deadliest year for transgender people, with a record of transgender murder victims, and the FBI reported that the hate crimes against transgender and non-conforming people increased 500% between 2013 and 2019. The Williams Institute reports that 40% of transgender adults have attempted suicide in their lifetimes, and 30% of transgender youth have attempted suicide in the last year. This is obviously a typo. You think if you're going to be writing something, you would have schemed through it to make sure you have no typos. This is pretty fucking important, I would say, but I digress. Vanderbilt University found that transgender people are 11% less likely to have jobs than conspiratorially situated transgender men, which I wonder why that is. Honestly, are they working, or are they actually doing anything? Because what I see majority of the time is when I see any type of protest that is related to transgender people, it seems there's a lot of them that are out when they should be working. Most people that I see are not out protesting because they're stuck working at home or doing something that is contributing to work. So I don't really see that as being a thing. So again, you need to actually see exactly why this is happening. There's more to the story than meets the eye, I would say. National Women's Law reports that transgender individuals are twice as likely to live in poverty as the general U.S. population. Okay, so what is that the reason? Is that because they're not getting jobs? Is that because they're just being discriminated against? You need to cite the actual issues here, because you can't just say that and be like, okay, well, Washington state's law protects the rights of transgender people to be free from discrimination, blah, 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 blah. We all know that. And he says, David J. Faber, mayor of the city of Port Townsend, do hereby proclaim that the city of Port Townsend values our transgender residents and visitors, and urges all residents and visitors to be respectful, welcoming, and kind to everyone regardless of gender identity. I've heard the proclaim that discrimination and prejudice in any form, especially against transgender people, are welcome and have no place in the city of Townsend. Which is not really discriminated against. This is actually the woman's concern of a person looking at young children. So by you saying this, it really just means that you're okay with a man looking at younger kids. So that's what you're saying. So you're pretty much a borderline child grabber. So, and then we have things here. I'll go with the proclamation will be up for public comment and consideration by the City Council on August 15th. We may go through that. We'll have to see when it's posted. Where Sousa and at least 50 others plan to hold a press conference outside of the city hall in opposition to both the proclamation as well as the city's stance on the matter of Jaman being banned from her local YMCA pool. I'll try my best to get that. When is the 15th, actually? I need to find that out. When is the 15th? We'll try to see what they actually decide here because I think it's kind of actually pretty important. Jaman, resident of the city about 40 years, was banned from school after she discovered a biological male by the name of Clementine Adams, a Mountain Valley Pool YMCA staff member, shepherding a group of girls with a day camp to the bathroom. Jaman asked Adams, "Do you have a penis?" which eventually developed into Jaman being banned from the facility without abiding to YMCA policies. At the time, a manager at the YMCA told the Post-Woman that Jaman had not been banned for that event alone, but rather for repeatedly violating the Olympic Peninsula YMCA code of conduct, specifically using disrespectful words or gestures towards YMCA staff or others, and abusive, harassing, or obscene language or gestures towards YMCA staff or others. In the wake of the late July event, Faber issues a proclamation stating the city's acceptance of transgender individuals, noting rates of suicide, poverty, and the country among a group of people. So this is going to kind of rehash kind of what they're saying here. So I'm not really going to go through all of that. Overall, it's safe to say the city of Townsville are blah blah blah. So this is pretty much a combination of what this is, guys. So don't worry. It goes on to say, speaking with the Post-Millennial, Susan said that her event will gather on the City Hall steps shortly before the council considers a promulgation on August 15th, where she said the microphone would be open for anyone to speak and added that Jamal would be speaking at the event as well. She said that people from all over the Seattle area will be coming to the event, including feminists as well as women who wouldn't consider themselves feminists and men who don't consider themselves feminists, but this issue deeply touches. She said that at the center of this issue of discrimination, she noted that the YMCA says they don't discriminate based on things like age, sex, race, or gender identity, but wants to bring up to the city council that the YMCA is denying provisions and provisions based on the female sex. Susan said that she would be bringing the issue forward to the council as sex-based discrimination because if you deny women and girls provisions for our bodies, for our sex, that is discrimination. In response to Susan airing these concerns with the promulgation of on Twitter, Faber, who calls himself a social democrat on Twitter, said that the transphobe have found me fun. So this goes on to say exactly what's going on here, and then this goes on to say, so this is a little ridiculous to me that this is how the mayor is choosing to respond to the women and girls who have legitimate concerns, so he's not taking these concerns with seriousness and the gravity of that I think we are due. Susan told the Post-Millennial, who added that the mayor's response is juvenile. I would agree. He responded as, the mayor of town doesn't seem to think my concerns deserve respectful consideration. I think women and girls deserve the sex-based provisions that our foremothers battled for centuries to obtain, privacy, safety, and dignity for our bodies. Susan wrote in response to the Faber tweet, mayor's response, zoopity boop. And which goes down to here. In regards to the proclamation, Susan said that she can be respectful, welcoming, and kind to anyone, no matter what claims they make about themselves and their identity. That has no impact on my other claim, which is to have sex-based rights and provisions around my body. To have hundreds around my body as women and girls and women for girls. She added, and nothing of these two are mutually exclusive. I would agree. Now, this is a problem for specifically women and women only, so you have to fight your own battles, but I agree that this is pretty sickening. The only reason why I want to join in on this is because it's harming children, and children have no part or say in this. So, that being said, that's just the reason why I'm concerned. If it was just women, I'd kind of say it would be more of a women battle, because the women kind of put themselves in this hole, but again, this is affecting children now, so I have to jump in. I'm completely against everything that's being affected by children here. So this is a huge problem. So I digress. We need to fight back, and we need to fight back hard. We need to speak out about this more. We need to not be afraid by these people. We need not be afraid. There's no reason to be afraid of these people at all. I understand that some people have their jobs to be listened to, but if you want to fight back, if you want these things not to happen, you have to let your voice be heard. And if they're fighting, if people and the companies are fighting due to discrimination and stuff like that, file a complaint and find a new job that actually respects their ideals, because you'll probably be more happier there anyways. But I'm sick and tired of these type of things, because we need to fight back. We need to fight back harder. This is ridiculous. This no longer needs to be a thing. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.